So for the Pac-12 here, what really stood out to me when I look at this conference and the teams that we picked in this league, ironically, this was the only Power 5 league that we had an overall losing record in, which is really funny because last year, the Pac-12, like we knocked it out of the park. And this year, it was the only conference where we were in the negative in. So kind of funny how that flipped on its head. But two things that really stand out to me. One, I think all of us nailed USC. They had the highest win total line at the beginning of the year. I think we saw that.
It was a little obvious.
It seemed pretty, well, not to everybody, because we got some crap.
Well, this is why the casinos make so much money, man. But to us, that was obvious.
Yes, and I got personal money on this one. I should have got that one last year, too.
I had personal money on Washington also, the Washington over.
Yeah, so there's a couple things that stand out to us. Now, Gonzo, officially as of record, he took the under on Washington, but then after we recorded, he walked that back and he was like, hey, listen, I'll keep the official under. But Gonzo was even like, yeah, I got to flip that. Like, I would change it back to over. We did swing and miss on Oregon. Well, I say me and Gonzo, you did not swing and miss on Oregon. I'll give you credit there.
I saw him coming, man. I saw him coming.
I mean, you nailed the top of the Pac-12 here pretty well. And then towards the middle, Utah, Oregon State, I mean, they were both 8.5. We all said over, and they went 8 and 4.
I'm so upset with myself, Shu, because I'm pretty sure I was initially under on the Utes because of their schedule. But at the same time, I was thinking, man, it's Kyle Whittingham though. Like, and I saw you, and I saw like you guys were teetering to the over, and I'm like, screw it. Like, they convinced me over. I should have went with my guns, man.
But you know what? They both went 8 and 4, so these were like barely unders. And then you look at Oregon State, like think of some of the losses they had, like to Washington.
That one was shocking. I thought they would at least go 9 and 3. Oregon
They were
State.
very close to going 9 and 3, so I'm not really upset about that. Washington State, holy crap, bro, what a doozy. Me and Gonzo on the over there. They start out 4 and 0.
I was all over that one.
They finished the year 1 and 7.
I was nervous after the 4 and 0, but hey. I was all over that one in the preseason. I was right late in the season.
I'm gonna toot my horn here on Arizona. I was the only one that believed in the Wildcats. You guys doubted, man. How could you doubt Jed Fish? How could you doubt that, man? Shame on you for taking the under 5 wins.
Man, and I will say, in hindsight, it seems stupid, but at the time we were looking at all they lost in the portal and how USC took their whole defense away. And then they were already low in efficiency metrics. So I was like, man, I know they've got some good receivers, but that's only going to make up for so much if you're getting scored on every possession. So, but hey, man, they wrote the ship, and credit to Jed Fish. That's why he's a great coach.
I will say, I didn't think they were going to be that good. I didn't think they were going to be 9 and 3, but yeah, it was pretty impressive. I think we all swung and missed on Arizona State, man. That's one I wish I could walk back immediately after recording that and doing some more research. I was like, I felt pretty bad about that one. Colorado.
Cal looked a lot better than I expected to.
Shout out to you for getting the over on Colorado, though. I mean, they hit the over. They start out 4 and 0, and then they just
lost out.
I mean, man, if they just that Colorado State game, I'm gonna look back to that Colorado State game. They went like 3 overtimes. I'm like, man, I don't know how the hell they won that game, but like if they did lose that game, like that's one
under.
Extra. Oof.
I welched so in this conference because I had a bold prediction that I welched on. I initially made a bold prediction about Colorado this year, and then I completely welched on it before we recorded. And I told you about this, that Colorado would beat TCU in week 1, and TCU coming off the Natty. I said Colorado's going to beat them. If not, it's going to be a close loss. And I welched, man. I didn't want to put my face to the name on that and put it on the internet, but dang it, now I wish I did, because I would have looked like Notre Dame.
He did. I can verify that. It's not recorded, but I swear on my life, on my mother's grave, he did say that while we were not recording. But you know what? It is what it is. And then lastly, I think Stanford pushing here, I think, was a pretty big surprise. We all thought Stanford was going to be pretty bad. And hey, listen, I think good job. Yeah, good job by Troy Taylor. Like, winning 3 games with that roster was impressive.
Yeah, so absolutely.
It looked like it was going to be like a 1-11 season, so shout out to them.